What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and another video. Today I've got a big update for you guys. I can't wait to show you. There has been some big changes on the truck this week, so I got a lot to explain. Let's go ahead and jump right into it today, guys. As you guys know, I was running the Atturo Trailblade XTs on my truck in a 34-inch tire, 295/60, so roughly 34-inch tire. I did an early review on these tires explaining how much I like them. You can check that video out here. I also did a video not that long ago explaining a weird vibration feel I was feeling in my steering wheel when I was turning. And that can be linked up here as well, so you can find that up here if you want to check that out. I thought I had resolved the issue, but as the last few weeks have gone on, I've noticed that it is definitely still there. So, you know, looking at what I've replaced so far, I've done the wheel bearings on both sides, I've done the tie rods on both sides, I've done the upper control arms, and I've done the CV axle on the passenger side because the boot ripped. So none of this stuff was directly to fix that singular issue besides the wheel bearings. The other stuff came with the lift. So I was still noticing it after all those things were brand new. So there's only one other culprit I could think of that it could be, and that is the tires. Now this led me to do a rotation on my tires thinking maybe I had a bad tire or one that wasn't balanced correctly. So I did a rotation, and after rotating, I still felt that feeling when I was turning, and it's kind of hard to explain, but it almost felt like it was rubbing, and I know for a fact it was not rubbing. So back to the drawing board. When I first got those Atturo Trailblade XTs, I wasn't planning on lifting the truck. So those 34-inch tires were perfect the way they were, because I only had a leveled ram. So they fit really well. I had to cut this a little bit, but they fit really well. Now, when I lifted my truck, which again, I wasn't expecting to lift it, but one thing led to another, and here we are. I lifted it 6 inches, as you can see in previous videos. Now that I've lifted it, the tires do look, you know, a little bit small depending on what angle you're at. I didn't really care that much, but with this issue I was experiencing, instead of messing with these tires, I figured why not just go ahead and sell them while they're still really new and really early in their life. Go ahead and sell these tires for as much as I can get for them and upgrade to a bigger size, and hopefully that resolves the issue I'm having as well. As you guys may have seen in previous videos as well, way back, I had my Ram 2500, which has the Trailblade MTs on them, and they were 37, 13 and a half, 20 on a 12 wide. I absolutely loved those tires. They were a great tire. They did have a lot of road noise, but I really enjoy that road noise, as I've said in previous tire reviews. I don't mind that at all. So what I did is I went back with the 37, 13 and a half Atturo Trailblade MTs, and my God, guys, they look sick. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so it is dirty right now, but take a look at these tires. These things look amazing. Again, these are a 37, 13 and a half, 20 Atturo Trailblade MTs on a 20x10 moto metal with a -24 offset. And we will also talk about rubbing here. So I have no rubbing back here, but again, I did already cut off a little bit of metal here. I did have rubbing up here. I cut off about 2 inches worth of this front fender liner, and I now have no rubbing whatsoever. So again, very little trimming with a 6-inch lift. This is extremely easy to do. And my God, guys, it turned out so nice. As you can see, much more proportional there on the tires. All right, just got back from AutoZone, picked up a few goodies here. We're gonna do a wash on the truck today, as well as clay bar and wax like we did in the previous video. So we're gonna go ahead and do that again. It's been a couple weeks, so gonna clean the truck up, but we also picked up a K&N air filter as well. I have not done the air filter in the past 2 oil changes, so probably a good idea to go ahead and get that done. So gonna put that in today as well, and I'll take you guys along with me. All right, guys, so if you have a Ram, this is super easy, just a flat head. You go ahead and take off this one, this one, this one. There's 1 over here, 2 over here, and then you can go ahead and pop in the new filter. Super, super simple. Took me maybe 5 minutes. All right, this thing is officially cleaned up, guys. We got a full wash, clay bar, and wax on this thing, and my God, looks just as good as last week, or 2 weeks ago, should I say. That thing is clean, and this shows even more how much these wheels and these tires truly pop on this truck. I mean, these look fantastic. Now, I almost went with a 12 wide wheel as well. Number one thing, couldn't afford that, but two, it would rub like crazy up in this wheel well with a 37, 13.5. So that is something to keep in mind. If you want to go 12 wide, you're probably gonna have to bump it down to a 35, maybe even like a 34-ish tire. The wider you go, the more you're gonna rub if you have a bigger tire on here. So just something to keep in mind. This 20 by 10 with this 37, 13.5 is a great fit in here with a 6-inch lift. And as you can tell, it looks very proportional. There is a little bit of poke as well on here with that -24 offset. Looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, guys, I did run these on my 2500 and I was just as happy with them as I am on this truck. They look so good, so aggressive. They ride really nice. I don't have any vibrations, anything like that. And these just look great. I'm super happy with how these turned out on the truck. Hope you guys like them as well. And like I said, guys, we will be doing an MPG test, shall I say, here in the next couple months. I want to give it some time, let the truck get used to it. I only have a 2-mile commute to work, so really the mile per gallon doesn't really matter to me, but it is something to think about if you're upgrading your wheels and tires on your truck. So we will be going over that as well in a future video, but just to give you guys a quick peek into that, I believe I'm down at least 1 mile per gallon as of right now. So just a quick glimpse at it, but again, it's only been a week, so do not take that as the whole thing. I will be doing a full view video on that here coming up soon as far as MPGs go. Now the next thing that we need to do is calibrate the speedometer. I do have a video on the tuner that I am using in a previous video. I'll link it up here. But gonna go ahead and measure these from the very top to the bottom, get the exact measurement on this thing, and then we'll input it into the computer on the tuner, which is through my phone, so I'll show you guys how that works. And then we'll get the exact speedometer reading once we get the exact measurement. I am running these at about 38, 37 PSI right now, so something to keep in mind. It will affect how tall the tire is. So let's go ahead and get these measured and get the speedometer correct on this thing. Alright guys, so looking at this measurement, I would say it's right about 35 3/4. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but about 35 3/4 there. So let's go ahead and go inside to the truck now and go ahead and get this tuner set to the right size. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is have it in the run position here. As you can see, we have the tire size up in the middle. Just in the tire size, yep. So make sure you're okay with your park sense being disabled. I don't use it anyway. So I had it at 36.5 preliminarily because I did not measure it when these first got put on. So we're gonna bring this down to about 35.5. Again, it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn close. So we'll go ahead and update the tire size here. It's gonna do a bunch of weird things on the dash. Please turn the key off. Okay. Please turn the key on. Okay. Okay, and then it says modification was successful. So we are good now. Now, one thing to mention here as well, guys, going from a 34-inch tire to a 37-inch tire, and this is much truer to size than the other ones I had. I think the other ones only measured out to about 33. These are about 1.5 inches less than they say they are, but again, I'm not running them at full PSI either, so it's something to keep in mind. But I did get, I would say, about 1 inch or 2 more of lift on this thing. So 6 inches plus the 37s, this thing's sitting pretty tall. As you can tell, the hood is just about at my chin. So it definitely got a little bit taller. It definitely feels a lot taller, and this thing drives so nice with these 37s, guys. I mean, being a mud tire, you would think it would ride a little worse. Not the case. This thing rides really nice. I would say much better than the Trailblade XTs that I had on it before. And I'm not bashing on the Trailblade XTs. They are a decent tire, and I may have just had a set that was out of balance, I don't know. But I took that opportunity to go ahead and upgrade, and really with the amount that I got from selling the Trailblade XTs, I really only spent a couple $100 extra for these. I got all 4 of these on eBay for about 1,300 bucks. Actually, no, it was about 1,200 bucks, so there was a coupon. So really, I came out not too bad. For a couple $100 I was able to upgrade my tires. And these things ride much nicer. There's no vibration. They look better. And I'm much happier with these than I was on the previous one. So definitely a worthy upgrade. I love these Trailblade MTs, guys. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Wanted to give you guys a little peek into the upgrades that we did on this truck with the new tires. They look fantastic. I am extremely happy with these Trailblade MTs, especially in the 37, 13.5. These things look huge on the truck. So if you're looking at these tires, I highly recommend them. They're extremely affordable. They're a great tire. They last a long time. As you guys have seen in previous videos here, I do love the Atturo tires. So definitely go check them out, guys. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Please like and subscribe for more content coming your way next week, guys. Thanks so much for watching.